Ah!
Another year. We made it.
You got a drink?
Nah.
Last year we
Oh yeah, let's get a Heineken.
cheersed. Are you getting a Heineken?
I am. Do you want one?
Yeah, go on then. Breaking this early in the podcast. 30 seconds in. ASMR. Oh my god. Why did I do that? Why did I do that? I tried to do ASMR with a coffee.
That's a bad shit.
And it went so fast to the back of my throat.
Evidently.
Ah.
Buddy. That's Stravia.
Last year it was some hipster craft beer. Well, 2019. This year it is a Heineken 0%, because me and Jay are on dry Jan.
And it's the future, that's why.
It's the future. You get the same feeling socially. This is a terrible
Why are you
start.
talking?
Mm.
I suppose we are on a podcast, we need to talk.
That's
Well done, though, mate. We made it to another year. Congrats.
We made it. There's so many funny not even parallels, just like ha moments listening to the last year's podcast.
Like what?
Well, we were so looking forward to 2020.
Yeah, we were gassed, weren't we?
We were so like smug. Not smug, just excited.
Maybe if we really get depressed about 2021, it will be fucking mint. Maybe if we just think it's going to be terrible, really bad year, it'll be good.
Yeah.
Unless it works the opposite way and it's even worse than what we say and a meteor hits the planet.
Yeah, that'd be bad. I was listening to a bit of it on the way here actually, and you said, and I'm not going to quote it because it won't be exact, but you said something like it's so mad and so baffling how much can change in 1 year.
Did I?
And on the last one, it was because we started a channel, we had no money, we came so close to nearly being broke and giving up, and then at the end of the year we were in a financially not crazy stable. We had like a good amount of money, but we were just about to sign a big contract with Kyra, and that meant we were kind of good for the next year.
Yeah, I don't think we were ever close to giving up, but we were getting close to a stage that would have been a testing period.
Yeah. I need to stop this. This is my voice crack.
Yeah,
I should have talked to you the other day.
You need to hit puberty, bro.
But yeah, man, it's how was it for you?
What do you want to talk about, man?
There's too much to talk about.
There's too much to talk about, but I'm quite enjoying being in the moment, really. You know, I'm in the new house. It's not normally got these two things here, but we put them there. It's got that plant. That plant's grown with me now, so
yeah,
I think it's taller than me now. Yeah. I've got a plant that's taller than me, everyone. Tune in for the sickest podcast ever.
So maybe we start from it's a year review, right? So let's start from after that podcast. Just after that podcast was filmed, we were going home for Christmas. We're recording this one slightly later in the year because of COVID lockdown and all that sort of stuff. Christmas just got jumbled around. But yeah, the last time this version of a podcast went out, we were just about to sign with Kyra. We were probably like 3 weeks away from going to LA to kind of sign the contract and kind of meet the team. And yeah, I was thinking about this the other day. We were over there living life, surfing most days, like arguing with surfers in the water.
Yeah,
nearly having fights with surfers in the water.
That guy so vividly. It's so annoying. I missed a wave, so I tried catching the next one, and he was like, "Get out of my way, dude!" I was like, "All right, okay, yeah, I forgot that wave was yours." And then, we just nearly paddled onto shore just to scrap for a bit.
They were arguing in the water for 10...
The guy was splashing me in the water. I was like, oh no, I'm getting wet. I was already drifting. I was already soaking.
Literally 10 to 15 minutes of just bickering like two old Karens in the water.
Yeah.
Just about wave etiquette. And then I told him to just shut the fuck up because why am I censoring myself? This is what 2020's done to me. I told him to shut the fuck up because it was annoying and it was a peaceful day and it was in the morning, and then I got started on, and
I was just starting on anyone. He was on crud, mate. But what I worked out was he must have been quite strong in the water, and so I thought if we scrapped in the water, then I'm not taking my chances. But if we can get to the beach, then maybe a bit of jiu-jitsu, I might have a chance against this
he
guy.
would have drowned you.
And this was going through my head instead of surfing on a peaceful Californian morning. Man,
yeah.
that actually, looking back, that is bliss.
Oh,
do you know what I mean? That how I can't even really feel what that feeling's like because it's just so crap.
Yeah.
At the moment, it's not that bad.
No, but I mean,
I'm kind of enjoying being present a bit more. Are you?
Yeah, yeah. I had this conversation with my therapist yesterday, and we were talking about. She was like, "So how are you? Like, how's it going?" And I'm like, always. She just noticed I put a positive spin on everything. And I don't know whether that's just to keep myself sane, or like I always do that silver lining stuff. But my current thoughts on how it is that it's fine. Day to day, it's fine. I'm in a lovely flat. I've got a dog. Like, I've got a nice lifestyle, and I'm enjoying the work that we're doing. But as soon as I step out of that day to day stuff and think ahead or behind at like what could have been or what we could be experiencing if none of this happened, then that's when I start rapidly declining and just thinking, I don't know, just is such a shame on every front.
Yeah, it is a bit of a shame now you mention it.
Yeah.
Oh, what a shame.
It is a massive, like, I mean, maybe I'm understating that, like the kind of, let's not get into like talking about death, but like just from a personal standpoint, like it's just sucks. Could have.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks for everyone, doesn't it? Like, it is just crap. It is just crap. Like, no one's loving life right now. I don't think, anyway.
It's a universal leveler, which is why it's not so bad. Because you think, look, people have it way worse, and yeah, we kind of.
Oh, hello.
We've had a few things that we can't do, but yeah, I mean, let's stop talking about COVID because I'm sure we'll bring it into conversation later on down the line. But what plans did we have for 2020, which all just got shafted?
Don't have any plans for 2020.
Well,
plans for 2021.
Wasn't it hit 1 million subscribers on the podcast, or 3 or something?
Yeah, it was something mad like that. Yeah, I think I'm excited for this online course. I think it's cool. I genuinely think like there's not one place to get sick information in the world. I genuinely think like there's no one who's really done online courses that's for the average person to really enjoy and take advantage and benefit in their life. Like they just seem to be scammers. They're all scammers who live the sickest life ever.
Jamie's talking about
and they're not real.
An online course that we're working on currently on how
this will hopefully be out already by the time.
Yeah.
You'll hopefully know exactly what I'm on about, and you've hopefully even done it and benefited better from it.
Yeah. I mean that felt like a random place to start.
It's because I've literally just stopped working on it, and I've been just working on it for the past 3 months every single day.
Yeah, our minds are just mush. But
why? What was the question?
What I was talking about last year, like how.
Oh,
How do you feel it was compared to your expectations? Like we had big plans for the channel. Like what kind of happened to those plans? Like I can start if you want. Like I feel like we tried our very best. We burnt out. We lost momentum, and we fell out of whack of making videos, and kind of fell out of love with making videos, and coasted towards the end of the year for our own sanity.
Yeah.
Like we started off strong. Like we signed with Cairo. We were working with two editors, Harvey and Joe. Shout out to you, lovely gentlemen. Producers, and just we were executing on big ideas, weren't we? We had like a run where we were doing 24 hours on the tube one week, hiring alpacas the next week, going to Berghain the week after, Italy the week after. And
had a good little run at the beginning of the year. Yeah,
and it just kind of, the views were there. There was a point in that thing where I was like, this is it wasn't easy because it was hard
Yeah, I
work,
was
but
gonna say that.
we were doing it, and I was like, shit, like the views are crazy right now. Like this is we've hit the echelon,
We're
the upper
going,
echelons.
baby, we're going.
And
the Rona came.
and then yeah, the Rona came, and the amount we were working with Kyra for like 3 months, and then I remember literally like that we had done 3 months in lockdown.
Yeah.
And we realised that we had been working with Kyra for the same amount of time in lockdown over Zoom, over computers, than we had been in real life.
Yeah. I think yeah, if I look at it as a graph, we put in so much effort to do cool stuff, and we did that. Then the Rona came, and then we worked bare hard to try and be the entertainment hub of the nation. That's how in my mind the Stuck in Sideshow was. It was us doing 3 shows a week, doing interacting with collaborating with other people. We created that ice bath challenge where you've got to guess what something is on FaceTime or some shit like that. And we really tried to do the sickest show, the Stuck Inside show, the sickest show you could do in lockdown that actually like bounced off other people and creators. But we were doing smaller stuff, weren't we? Like making volcanoes and stuff, and it was fun, but it just wasn't the traditional Zac and Jay show content that I think people signed up for.
Yeah.
And we got a bit disheartened by that, of like 100,000 views instead of 300,000 views, which is what we're averaging. And then we switched to something else, which was like the Zoom calls, which worked really well with getting Judi Dench on and Ken Young. And we realised that Davina was a friend of the show. Well, her son Baxter watched it and wanted to help us out. And then but then we did the thing with the Black Curriculum and Action Aid, where we created a YouTube calendar, and it was so hard work. It took months to do behind the scenes, and the run up to it as well. Like, we didn't really produce that many videos before it, and we released it, and we were just so burnt out, and no other creator really fully got behind it in a way that we thought they would. We thought we had 50 million subscribers on this calendar, with all the creators involved, about 25, 30 creators, and we tried to pit them against each other, these number-driven, ambitious people. So we gave everyone their own personal codes to sell as many calendars as they could, and no one really got behind it. I think we put it on people, which someone rang me up, one of the creators rang me up and was fuming.
Are you not going to name names?
I don't know. I don't think there's that much point, is there?
Yeah, people like the scoop. It's because there's no drama. Like, it's not like we've fallen out with it. It's just a conversation.
And yeah, we just put it on YouTubers to sell this calendar, and they just had better things to do, I think. And by the end of that, we were just so burnt out. And coming back, we had a 3-week break. I came back pretty gassed. Zach came back bare burnt out, and we just never got momentum back that year, did we? No.
I mean, going back to before the calendar, like the Stuck Inside show, like our intention with that was we saw Joe Wicks, right? And he became the nation's PE teacher. And me and Jay looked at ourselves and we're like, and Jay was like, look, we're not going to be able to do big ideas anymore. There's a new world order in place. Let's just razz it with more content, more regularly, lesser ideas.
Yeah.
And to be honest, like, we did some good shit. Like, we're saying this as if it was a long ass series. We were filming every day for like 12 to 15 hours, living in a studio with like lighting everywhere. We had just stuff everywhere, and we were just constantly rolling with ideas. Excuse me. Constantly filming, constantly working with the editors. But I'm pretty proud of what we achieved. Like, first day we did a live stream rave, and that was the first day we've actually chatted to any of our neighbours. We made friends of both sides, got chicken wings from them, got like, it just felt like that felt really good. And it felt like, I don't know, almost nostalgic to think about it now. Like lockdown 1 in the summer, like, what's this new thing? Everyone's just kind of doing what they can. Everyone was outside barbecuing all day. So we had that party. We crashed some Zoom lectures.
Yeah.
You pitched a kind of film project off the top of your head and ripped your top off and threw it into... Like, we did some funny shit. It just, like you said, it was a bit disheartening because the views weren't there, and then we kind of realised maybe you guys aren't subscribed for that reason. And we were doing things like collaborating with Nicole Milana in the bath, and we were like, oh, this is the one that'll bang, and none of them just
performed that well, and we were putting in probably 2 times the amount of effort that we normally do on videos to be the entertainment for the UK during lockdown, and it just didn't really happen. But it was just like, it was a big like strategic decision to do it. Like we really wanted to, capitalize on everyone being stuck inside their own house. But I think people were just a little, I don't know, people just didn't really want it from our channel really. So, like,
I think what we undervalued as well is that like a lot of creators don't leave their house to make content, so we weren't the only ones, and in fact creators were more proactive and were I think it felt like people had a few weeks off to just be like, right, what's going on, and then they just razzed it, and then we were kind of in a place where we could, us razzing it was burning ourselves out, because it was big. It's still for inside, being stuck inside a small flat in London.
We did make a show out of it, didn't we?
Yeah, we made a proper like talk show-esque kind of style thing. So yeah, that was a weird time.
And I think the other key thing as well in the burnout is that we never processed a global pandemic, because we just worked through it, didn't we?
Yeah,
and
we chose
it's draining.
Work.
Yeah,
we woke up and chose work.
It's draining. Processing pandemics is one thing I've learned, and we didn't. And it's draining doing bare hours on a show, and it's draining not having a house, yet just having a studio. And so all those 3 things really burn us out for like the whole year, I think. But that's why I feel like peace in this moment now, because I'm so confident in like long-term goal. We don't even have long-term goals, but I'm confident in the long-term ability, and it takes away some of the pressure and intensity of the short term if you're confident in the long term.
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah. Like I remembered how fun this job can be when the world is open the other day, and it felt like the first time in ages. I was like, I was actually remembering back to the Seattle trip and just how fun of an experience that was, waking up every morning in that Airbnb we got for free. Shout out to Magic Elves whose parents gave us that house and saved us $7,000.
What a gaff that was.
Waking up every morning, there was a walrus who would sleep on this broken, like fallen tree into the sea. And we was in kayaks with like killer whales and shit. Orcas. Like, and I was just like, I haven't had an experience like that in so long filming, and I just forgot that was what this YouTube shit is all about for us anyway. Like just getting about, living life, and kind of
because the monolith did that for me. I'm not joking. It was too much work and it was stressful and stuff. But having just the boys there and skydiving and getting in the van. Oh, we got some fucker in the back.
Yeah.
Like it was cool.
Yeah, no, that was cool.
And yeah, man. For the past few months, I've really been questioning whether I wanted to do YouTube. But I think now I'm happy that I'm in this position and that we can do it.
And what was the kind of thinking behind that? Because you first said that out loud, like following the recent events with Cairo, which I'm sure we'll get onto.
Yeah.
Like that was the first time I heard it out loud, and I was like, oh shit! In that moment, I was like, oh fuck. Well, it kind of reaffirmed what like it kind of made me realize like I want to do it.
Yeah.
That moment, but it was like that was like an inflection point where I was like, decide basically.
Yeah. I think do you know what one big thing is, I don't think I've ever consciously said, you have got a short amount of time on this planet, what the fuck do you want to do? I've always just been chasing something. So when on my last business, I was just focused on making that a success, but then it was, you were having sick fun online and that looked well better, and I was like, oh yeah, and I couldn't sit still when I left the last business, because there's a bit of time before creating this channel and leaving my last business. And I think a little bit of me saw what you were doing, having a lot of fun. I was like, yeah, okay, well, let's do that. And 2 years in, and it's quite easy when you're struggling because you're only focused on getting it something from 0 to 1.
Sorry, I just wanted to check the audio. I didn't realize it was going to do that.
Yeah.
That was good though. I fucked it.
Where are we? But yeah, it's easy when you've got a grind. But now it's so quote unquote successful. We've got money in the bank. We're making money. It's like, what the fuck? What are you doing? And 26, you're getting a little bit older. Friends are buying gaffs. You're just going, what are you saying? What are you doing? You're independent now. You don't have the monthly money coming in. Just a little bit of me. I've never really asked myself, do I want to do this? I've always wanted to do it naturally. And so for the first time, I've been asking myself, do I actually want to do it? And if it's just fucking around making vids on the internet, I probably don't want to do it. I want to do big things, and just fucking around isn't it. So yeah, but I think I've realised that you want to do big things as well, and we want to do different things and cool things, and I think the online course is one of those cool things. I think creating another business in the future will be one of those cool things, and I think just taking the pressure off the short term and focusing on the long term.
Yeah, and to be honest, back to your kind of what do you want to do with this finite time you have on Earth? Like, I really was like asking myself that so much in university. Like, my whole dissertation was around that shit, and just I don't know, like I wasn't even ready to answer it at that point. But like, that was when I went kind of searching after uni and had like that weird phase of just being fucking lost. And I kind of like landed on like YouTube as something that I already knew I wanted to do but didn't want to acknowledge it. And yeah, like it was interesting this year once we had like when the point where we realized and articulated, I can't remember who said it, probably you, like that we were just, when we set up the channel, we were so on the same mission of just like survival, which was set up the channel and make enough money to stay afloat, that we were just so on that mission. It was kind of whatever it takes to get to that point. And then we kind of reached that point, and then perhaps that was probably a time where we should have reassessed and kind of asked ourselves a few difficult questions, or at least set ourselves to kind of answer that. But I don't remember personally doing that at that time or having that conversation myself. So it was only last year, 2020, when we were having those sort of conversations, and it became obvious that do we just want to do viral kind of ideas and fuck about? And that felt like a big thing, because we were like, fuck, we've now achieved a certain level of success where we've got a bit of security financially, we've got a bit of we feel like we're on a good path, but what do we want to do? Because we can do anything, or we're in a position where we've got a lot of freedom, I should say. So that felt like a weird point, but I've almost come full circle back on that. And I noticed you mentioned like you want to do big things and not just fuck around kind of on the internet. And I think like to some extent, like that's an impression I had of like YouTube and kind of, oh, it feels immature, it feels this and that. But I kind of like see YouTube as like a big thing, and as much as it's I don't know, it's regarded as, I don't know, it looks like we're fucking around, it looks like we're not, I don't know, it's hard to really appreciate the behind the scenes and the effort that goes into this sort of stuff. But I kind of like feel like this is a big thing that we're doing right now. Like, so many people would absolutely love to have achieved what we have, and kind of as a result, I'm sure there will be more stuff. Do you know what I mean? But I'm kind of not pressuring myself for that next step, or because I feel like we're genuinely on a wave of just like, people are going to look back at this time we're currently living in, and are, like you said, we feel a bit old in this space maybe, but like, this is almost like a gold rush. Do you know what I mean? It's like a wave of like the internet is becoming like a huge commodity. Like, people with like, I just feel like we're kind of on the precipice of that, and that's kind of really exciting for me.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, I'm looking at all these people that I follow online and business heads and shit, and they're desperate for YouTube subscribers and stuff. And that's what I think is quite cool. Like, we can pivot in different ways so much easier. With much more ease when you've got a huge platform than trying to pivot at a smaller stage.
Yeah.
But that's what I want. That's what I want to do with our content. I feel like this first 2 years, we've just prioritized growing, and we've not really looked at the type of content we want to make. We've not really talked about even longevity thing. We've just said, how do we survive and how do we thrive? First year and a half was about survival, and then the next year with Kyra was about growth. But now I think we're in new echelons of like long-term thinking, of like really taking the channel and running a channel that we're proud to run.
Building it in certain ways, and also like engaging the audience is a huge thing for me. Like, I don't know how to really articulate it, but like, just building a quality audience that just like cares about what we care about. And I think we do that by being as authentic and just making content that reflects that. But just I think that's a huge thing that we kind of didn't appreciate to start with, like all these huge ideas. And we did think that way when starting the channel. Look, we don't want to just be the sneaking guys, so we varied the content, and I feel like our content's ideas are some of the best on the platform. But there was nothing that really tied it together like nicely and neatly.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether we need that. I feel like we do. I feel like at least we need to let people know kind of what is our seek discomfort. What are we doing this for?
But I think we didn't really talk about it as much as we kind of should have, even amongst ourselves. So like one thing that me and Zach talks about a lot when we set up the channel was believing that we live in one of the best times in the world to be alive, and it's still so true. If you look at any of the graphs of like child mortality or food starvation around the world and preventable
death by
diseases, we
both came in on preventable disease.
You love that one. But like, it's just getting better and better and better, and the news doesn't show this. If you look at the news now, it looks like we're living in the worst time in the world to be alive, and the anxiety is higher than ever before. But we genuinely believe it's the sickest time in the world to create impact for your own life or for other people's lives, the people around you, the causes that you care about. And that stuff has never gone away. And the more you talk about it, the more you feel it, man. The more you want to talk about it, the more you can get a good energy. And we kind of sum that up with why wait. So you're living in the best time in the world to be alive. Why wait to create? Why wait to hustle? Why wait to explore? Why wait to live whatever life you want to live? And that's kind of what me and Zach are doing.
Why wait? Coronavirus.
Why wait? And then the Rona comes. The coronavirus. I'll wait.
I'll wait. When we come up with why wait, I did think that was I remember saying all good slogans, or like, I hate calling it a slogan, but like a kind of a mission or whatever it is, can be memed quite easily, can be taken the piss out of quite easily. Like, just do it. The amount of times I've seen that on the top with a condom instead of like a Nike tick. Like, it needs to be applicable so much so that you can apply it to jokes as well. So if we get taken the piss out for it,
yeah, why wait, man?
Bring it on, bitch. Why wait to take the piss out of
Zac and Jay?
What means a lot to us. Yeah, man,
that's cool.
That's you were talking about the present a lot, and how we're feeling now. That's good. What was like a crazy moment for you? Like, trying to ignore Corona and think more on like our videos maybe, or what was a crazy moment for you last year? Like a sobering moment, like a wow, this is cool. Or
I think meeting Mike from Seattle was quite a good moment, like a sobering moment.
Jamie, that wasn't last year.
When was that? The year before?
2019.
What was the question?
What was just like a bit of a wow moment or a crazy moment, or just like a notable thing from last year that you think, fuck, that was cool, or that was weird?
I mean, Judi Dench was pretty cool, and even the calendar I thought was cool. Like, I'm very glad that we did it and stuff like that. But I'm trying to think of a wow moment.
Yeah,
Judi Dench was a wow moment.
Yeah, I remember both being on after that call, just being so baffled. Just like we ran to the balcony, and Simone was out of work, so she was like listening in on the conversation that we were having with Judi Dench, like the A-list absolute gem of a person who we should have went through multiple layers of her team, agent, PR people, and they would have took one look at our channel and been like, nope, Judy, it's not good for your image. But we went through the back door, didn't we, Jamie?
We did.
We
went through Judi Dench's back door. That's what we did.
We went through her grandson. We ran through them all the Denches.
Yeah, chin up, man.
No, shout out to Sam. We wanted that video to be like a great surprise to everyone who was in it, and the reactions, like Cam Kirkham was my favorite reaction. Yeah. Stephen Tries barely ever has speech, is barely ever speechless, or never doesn't have like a funny thing to say, and he was just mouth open, head on the side of his, like, literally could not believe it. So yeah, that was a fucking quality moment. Yeah,
it was a good moment.
Yeah, it was a quality moment. That was a great moment. And Davina, man, like Davina and Ken Young, like, again, what a pair, what Iconic. A bloody pair.
Yeah, I learned that our audience. I learned that we've got a pretty mad audience. I message people on LinkedIn who I'm like trying to chat to. Who's it, like the other day? The head of social media for Man United, and this other investor that I've known for a little while. Or I've not known for a little while, but I've known who he is for a little while. Send him a little message and they're going, haha, love your videos. I'm like, what? Like, our audience spans, Craig, Google exec. Guy pretty much runs Google for Southern Europe and UK and Ireland. And he's like, oh yeah, love your vids, boys.
And when we think of who's our audience, who do we think of? We think of
Yeah, just like
college
kids.
But that's cool.
But I also learned that our audience is sons and daughters, like the parents of our audience. That they've got that. I'm sure there's some cool people there, isn't there?
Yeah,
I want to do that. I want to do something around that.
Yeah, I mean, Davina's like a good example of that. Like her son watched the videos, and now we're kind of got a number, and she texts me every now and then asking for feedback on videos.
Just shit, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I say recently.
Happened once.
No,
she texts me all the time.
It did happen in the new year, to be fair.
What
else? Yeah, what else?
You know what? I think we could like. I think like this conversation so far seems to have been an accurate representation of what we felt last year was, and I think there's something quite telling in that we haven't really talked about money, and I think that is because that we've not really that asked about it. That's one thing that I learned when we were planning out for this year. I was like, shit, we kind of made good money last year, and there's no real, or the core part of me is way more excited about the shit that we can do as opposed to the money that we can make off the shit we can do.
Yeah.
Like this house and stuff. In fact, the money was probably even a part of me not knowing what I wanted to do, because I was like, shit, I've made money and I'm not even asked.
Yeah, I remember that being quite prevalent. Like, it's just so obvious, isn't it? Like, it's one of those things where you hear it, and we're talking like, I don't know, we've not made millions of pounds, we're not set for life, but like we've had the experience last year of making more money than we've ever made, and at barely any cost, and it was just like, for us, I don't know, you hear, look, money isn't going to bring you happiness, but we were thinking money is fuel for the fire, and this is the fire, right? The show, the YouTube channel, what we do, like we have costs now to make this stuff. But yeah, it was just a weird experience, isn't it? Like making money and feeling,
for the first time in life ever making money.
Because I wouldn't have got a dog if I didn't feel a certain level of financial freedom or security. I feel like the first 2 years we were in London was like, first 6 months we committed to 6 months in London, and then because we got that money to allow us to stay for the rest of the time so late, we were in a place where we didn't really feel like, excuse me, that beer is just the second place we were in, we didn't really feel like we chose it properly. It was just kind of like another place that we had to move into quick, and it didn't really feel like home. But like our decision to move out away from each other and into nicer places in general, more expensive places, was that like we felt like we deserved it from the hard work, and we could afford it, and we were so on each other. I remember, like, to not get too excited with money and not inflate our lifestyle to the point where we were just making bad decisions basically. So that felt like a big thing. But in London, this is not crazy. Like, we're both paying £1,000 a month now, as opposed to I was paying 400 in the last place and you were paying 600.
I think, someone said it, that like money just accelerates how you truly feel, like, underneath it all. Like, getting money just accelerates that. So if you're happy, it'll make you happy. If you're sad, it'll make you sadder. For me, I think it questions substance of, like, if you take away money from YouTube, do you really want to? Would you still love to do it? And you don't know that before.
Would you rather cry in a Ferrari than be buzzing in a Ford Focus?
Oh, right, I'd be buzzing.
Yeah, Ford Focus is not that bad actually. Money.
And I also think it's one of those things. If you don't look at money and you look at the craft, you're gonna make way more money as well. Yeah. Like, I think we're not as asked about money now, other than to keep it going, keep the show on the road. £10,000 a month is our rough cost and is our rough targets for revenue. Then you'll make more money as a result, because you just build fucking bigger things. Yeah,
you move in different ways as well. Like Naval said, if you seek money, you become the kind of person that makes money, and if that's the kind of person you want to be, then fair enough. But like, if I wanted to make money, there'll probably be easier ways to make, or better ways to make money. Maybe. I don't know, actually. I feel like I'm probably in the best place to make the most money I can be.
This is a good middle ground, because you can make money while working on other stuff, which makes you more money. Like, the online course is hopefully going to be a good money maker, but that's because it's a sick product underneath it all. And it's a call to action, man. These young people up and down the country, they don't know what to do. I didn't know what to do. No one knows what to fucking do. I didn't know what to do. And this course just, like, makes people jump into the deep end, spend money that they've earned, probably in £10 an hour, £12 an hour, £15 an hour, like through graft basically, to then join a network of other people who are desperate to progress themselves and doing it in ways that's going to make them face their fears and go against the norm and pursue things that like, they wouldn't have the fucking capacity to do without that network or without that permission.
Yeah. No, I think it could be a very powerful, prolific
it could,
thing.
Because think we like you were looking at Jordan Peterson and stuff, but other than that, there's no sick Donnies doing education, not like online courses, but like fundamental education that prompts you to do these action prompts you to do action, which is going to take you in a direction that you want to go.
Yeah, and I think if you look at how we kind of acquired this knowledge or like things that we see as normal ways of operating just because we've done them for years, like I kind of learnt that through university, having experiences by myself on my own accord, and like it was in university time, but it wasn't really directly related to university, like the theory side of things, and just trying to do your own shit, running a YouTube channel, being a freelancer, like kind of living how I've wanted to live on my own terms over the past. We knew this was going to happen at some point. I leant back too far. But yeah, like living on kind of how I wanted to live over the past 6 years, basically 6-7 years. And, you know, you learn shitloads from the mistakes and failures, and we've had plenty of them between us, even before we were working together. So yeah, I think it's going to be quite interesting and hopefully very useful to a lot of people.
Yeah, and if it's not, then on to the next one.
And if it's not, fuck it. We wasted time. The only valuable asset you truly can never have more of.
Defo.
It's funny, isn't it? Because I felt like we had loads to talk about last year, and we have loads to talk about on specifics this year, but there was like a volume of stuff last year where a lot happened. Whereas this year, like, there's just a big blank spot in the middle of the year, which is just like break, going back home and kind of just, I built a table. I have said that a few times. I'm proud of the table. That's what I did. Have you got any goals this year? Like personal goals, like away from the channel, maybe away from career-wise?
I'm looking at property for not this year, but for next year. Literally, the book's here. Property investment: how to survive and thrive in the new world of buy-to-let. I'm about halfway through that.
Nice. Get on that property ladder. Are you feeling some sort of pressure to do that because friends have, or is it just something you want to do?
Something I want to do, I think. Yeah, something I want to do.
Nice.
What about you?
I want to learn to DJ. I've just got this vision in my head, right, of like, I think there's going to be a new wave, like hippie world, like just how life is portrayed to us in the 70s, 60s and 70s, like the love era. You just come out of the world wars and wait, was that of the world wars? Yeah,
that's all right.
But like this is our generation's like hardship, right? I'm not comparing it to the war, right? I don't know what it was like. My nan lived through one of the wars, and I'm sure it wasn't very nice. But like this is pretty shit for all of us. After this, we're gonna be so like the idea of just being in a field like a Glastonbury festival or something like that, just full of other people, just not a worry in the world. Like that feels so far off. So like to have that, like once this has all happened and it's been taken away from us for like close to 2 years, well, before it probably gets back on its feet, like 2 years.
Who's that guy who runs an ice cream van with DJ decks in the back? Should do a tour with him.
Stu. Yes. He's always
DJ. Mate, what we should do is we should set up weekly classes. Get Rowan to fucking do weekly sessions, and you do it and I do it. Because me and you doing a tour and DJ would be quality.
Yeah. Well, anyway, fast forward to that. We want to run a party, like a Zac and Jay party. We've been talking about it, like when we hit 500,000 subscribers, all that sort of stuff, but it never kind of materialized. But I'd love to just run like a fat party with just all the songs and stuff that we use in the videos. Maybe have a few performances by like rappers and singers and other artists. But just have like a sick party, just like a Zac and Jay party, and maybe we have a little set if we're good enough. And it's just fucking it'd be a cool way to interact with subscribers out, wouldn't it? Like,
yeah, definitely. And I think, like our channel, I'm looking at these commentary YouTubers who talk and do 200,000 views, 300,000 views, and that's all they do. And I'm like, oh, I wish we could get them views by doing nothing. But I think...
Hey, come on now. It's different type of content, right? Like research.
Oh, yeah, by doing nothing is a bit of a
comedy, like writing scripts and stuff. It's similar work. It's just they don't go outside to film.
Yeah. But like right now, we could do with some commentary stuff. Like that'd be great for us right now.
It feels like less work. Like I think it's fair to say that it is less work on the filming side, perhaps, and the planning. Yeah, we're struggling.
Like we're struggling to go outside, and then there's other commentary YouTubers who are just having a looking like they have a sick time and getting views and stuff. But I think people see us a bit more and interact with us a bit more, and they see us in doing different things where we can, like we could host a party and people would hopefully come to it. And I don't know if they would necessarily to a commentary YouTuber who is commentary.
Yeah, I mean, we get about that is the kind of our content. We're always doing something in the real world, right? So that's a help. We're doing this thing in the real world. So, but yeah, man, I think that'd be really fun.
What are you most excited for the future for Zac and Jay?
I realise I've just said my only goal for this year is to learn to DJ.
Nice. There's nothing wrong with that, I don't think.
No, fair. What am I most excited about for Zac and Jay? I think it's a bit of a crap answer, but like it is kind of the unknown, like the unknown. Like I'm sure if we just do what we can do and we give it our all, like there will just be such great shit that kind of comes as a result of that, and like great fun opportunities. When I like a big part of why I want to continue to do this and is like back to the original mission, right, of the personal channel, like create stories to tell the grandkids. It is like I want to enjoy the fuck out of my life, and if we carry on doing what we're doing and we carry on growing and building a fat audience, like we'll just have the ability to do so much more. Like we said, frustrations around the calendar project where we raised good money, like £22,000 or something like that, but like we were wanting to raise over 100 grand with that, and we felt like we could have. But I feel like the bigger we grow, the more momentum we get, the more stuff we do, the more we'll be able to do. Do you know what I mean? I don't see that kind of slowing down. And I love the idea of being able to do whatever the fuck we want to do and not feel limited by resource or kind of just our own ability, really. So it's a bit of a not a very direct answer, but
you know what I want to experiment with? I want to experiment with that idea to make people happier with like positive habits every single month.
Yeah,
that's one that I want to nail after this course.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Because you have like a great idea like that, and we spoke to matey about it the other day, and we actually like progressed it a little bit, but it's just like we tend to not do. There's a lot to progress all the time.
Yeah.
So it's just about priorities. But yeah, that'd be sick. Yeah, I feel like especially coming out of this lockdown, right? Like mental health is suffering massively. People are struggling more than ever, and like positive habits is a fucking amazing way to like literally change how you feel physically and mentally. Like I'm gonna talk about cold showers now, but like Wim Hof and kind of doing the Wim Hof method and doing a cold shower every day. Like this is the first like positive habit that I've actually committed to doing every day without fail, and like that it literally echoes into my life in other ways and other positive ways, and it's just so sick. And like I'll sing it from the fucking rooftops, getting a cold shower. So if you can assist people in doing that and hold themselves to account and giving them a reason to do that, then is a very, very
Seems
powerful
simple,
thing.
doesn't it? Seems simple but effective.
It is simple, yeah, but it's hard to do over and over and over and over and over. So powerful shit. What was it that not David Goggins, the other guy who was like he'd been on Tim Ferriss, Joe Rogan, he's like an army guy.
Jocko
Willing. He talks about like, I don't know, I think it's Jordan Peterson that says make your bed I think it's a
Yeah, it
military
is.
thing, right? Make your fucking bed. Make your bed. Do that. Like, if you don't know where to start, make your bed. Because a lot of people undervalue the small things they can do, which will drastically improve their life over the long term. And like, if you can't even make your bed, or you think that's too small of a task to do, then you're kind of looking at shit the wrong way, really.
Yeah, people used to like a negative thing about Jordan Peterson, or things that people who are looking for negative things against Jordan Peterson would say is his stuff is too simple. Like he said, make your bed, and he like in his book 12 Rules for Life, like he was just talking about these lobsters that would get about. Was it lobsters or shrimp?
It's
or
like
something?
the hierarchies in like lobsters.
Yeah, and like how they position their bodies and sit up, and he said sit up, you'd feel better, and that was the one thing. But he sold millions of books selling or saying something very simple.
Yeah, I'm sure it's backed up with. Like, I haven't actually read the book.
Yeah, I'm sure it's backed up and shit.
And when I've mentioned Jordan Peterson, there's been a lot of people that said, "Oh, he's this, he's that," and like, I mean, this is not an argument about Jordan Peterson. Like, think what you will.
I've said that he's profited more than anyone other than Trump of being controversial. It's never been more valuable to be controversial. Because you can just flip. You grow like a motherfucker being controversial. And then at the end, then when you get to a level that you want, you can just do something to make people change your mind. Like Piers Morgan does it. He's so controversial, but then he'll do something where he'll murk Matt Hancock. And then everyone will be like, oh yeah, he was pretty good. I don't really like Piers, but I loved how he did that to Matt Hancock. And suddenly he's got 7 million followers or whatever. And
we're bad at that.
Yeah, we're too nice.
Do you think we kind of like to think we're nice people? I don't know. Like, but also who are we trying to kid in a way? Like, we talk about like being cancelled, all that sort of shit. And we also don't want to be like we don't want to be unrealistic, like try and be unrealistically good, right? Like we don't necessarily want to put that across that we're like squeaky clean.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. There's something in that where like, I don't know. I'd be interested to see what people think of us. Such a broad, sweet.
Yeah, you just ended a point with I don't know. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what people think
of
us.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. I kind of don't care, to be honest.
It's good not to care.
Yeah, I kind of think, you know what, we do our shit and let people judge it. You like it, great stuff. You don't like it, fair enough.
Say the first thing that comes to your head right now.
Hello. I've just got someone on the balcony that I've just pointed at, and then you've looked and she's
shit.
But I was saying hello to her because she's like, oh, well, say something, and then I've seen someone, so I said hello. Yeah, man, fuck, 2021, wild shit.
How are you feeling about the vids we got planned?
What have we got planned?
I am pretty buzzing with the some of the stuff we got planned.
Which stuff? I like the mental health podcast idea.
Yeah, we want to do that.
I like the projector as well idea.
We're basically gonna get a pretty expensive projector and project the British public's messages onto the Houses of Parliament. So record them and just deliver the message to the people that don't seem to listen and is royally fucking up at every opportunity, it seems. So that should be a real fun one. Just satisfying and just like, you know, people just be like, yeah.
Nice one, lads.
Nice one, lads. Cheers, Zac and Jay. Looking forward to that. This Scientology idea has got me fucked up.
Yeah, like, that's a good one.
We found a Scientology hotel, which a subscriber actually sent us. I fucking love when people send us great ideas. And it was been sat in the drafts for ages, in the slate. And then suddenly I realised the biggest problem we have is coming up with great ideas, being excited, and not thinking of the next steps, and then it doesn't do anything. So I went in a rabbit hole of this place, and hopefully we would have done it by now by the time we're watching this. So we're either being harassed badly by Scientology, who are employing people to make our lives hell because we have gone against Scientology. And I've listened to podcasts and documentaries and stuff, which anyone that comes out about Scientology, they make you pay. But that being said,
I can't wait to pay.
There's a lot of evidence that shows they got dwindling numbers. They're financially struggling. So do they have the resources to come find us in London and do that? I don't know.
I don't think it's going to be that bad of a video on them. Like, we're not going to say that they're like dickheads.
Hmm.
We're gonna show what it's like and be accurate representation.
Well, imagine the guy. Unbiased. I imagine the guy whose Scientology castle hotel we're going to stay at, right, donates a lot of money to them, which means he's a high rank Scientologist, which means they protect their people.
Yeah.
So that's slightly worrying. This guy that we're talking about is a massive Trump supporter, but he's British, and he has met Donald Trump. He's a weird guy, man. I found his Twitter, and it's all like ramblings in capital letters, and he's got his own TV show called Camelot TV, which literally broadcasts to 2 people on Twitch. It's probably his own monitor. Anyway, that video should have already went out. We've got some good stuff like out there in the world. We're also experimenting with some stuff like a house tour.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how that does. I think people will like it.
I'm interested to see how it is. It like in my head, it's like not an original concept, but then we're talking about money and using that as an opportunity to talk about some behind the hood stuff of the YouTube channel, which I think people will find interesting as well.
I think people will like it. I think people rate transparency, and that's why this podcast did pretty well. I think of last year, like 20.
Yeah, I think people are. Yeah, I just like a little bit worried. It's like an unfounded worry, but like I don't want people to think we're like flexing or kind of.
Yeah, they won't, man.
Because it's not a flex. Like I'm in a fucking rental property. It's a nice property, but I'm paying the same as Jay. We like we said earlier, this is a pretty standard amount to pay in London. I don't know. It's just the thought. Talking about money is a weird one, isn't it?
Yeah, but I think it's fine. Like it is what it is.
Yeah. And it ain't what it ain't.
Yeah. Like that one.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say?
I was gonna do a bit where we talk about last year. We talked about what kind of time of year it was. It was before Christmas.
Yeah.
Coming into New Year. We touched upon it now. It's January the 28th. It's January the 28th and 2021, and we are in Jay's flat. Is that all there was to say about that?
You've got to be more than that, mate. Can't be coming in with I've got something to say and then saying the date and then saying we're in my flat. Got to come in with more than that, mate.
Fuck, what else is there?
What else is there?
We've not uploaded a video yet this year. Hopes and aspirations for this year. Any closing thoughts from you and yourself?
I'm hopeful for the year. I feel quite ambitious of the year. I don't have a target for subscriber rate, do you? 1 million would be nice, but it doesn't seem that far. It doesn't seem that ambitious. Solid 20k a month for subscriber growth.
I want to hit that by June or my birthday, May 29th.
Okay.
Just because to get it done, man. Get it out of the way. Like we wanted to do it last year.
Yeah.
We didn't make enough videos to do it. Corona stopped a lot of our plans. It didn't happen. Like we're not bothered by it because our channel, we're building an audience. We don't want to build it too fast. Like in the sense where they're not engaged or they subscribe for one type of vid and they're not there for the journey. Like we want to do it in a great way, but I just want to get past that little just tick it off. I know that's not the best. Mate. It's not the best way to approach things.
No,
and
why not, mate? Why not?
Well, desire, Jamie, the desire for something. In that time while you're desiring something, you are suffering.
Desire is a contract to be unhappy.
Exactly. I don't want to desire subscribers. I want to just desire happiness and fulfillment. But hopefully we do that by, and I also, there's also believe that we're best when we're chasing something and we're kind of going after it and getting it. So like, I do like that as a mission, to be fair.
Fair enough, mate. Yeah, I'll get behind that. Great. 1 million subscribers by June. We shall see.
And you haven't finished.
What was I saying?
Well,
I was just saying I was ambitious for the year and I don't really have a number target for that. I'm excited for the online course. I really hope it does well. I really hope we don't move on from it quite quickly, and I hope it has a lasting impact on our audience.
Yeah.
I'm excited to do exploring. I'm excited to travel. I'm excited to feel life. Like that, all gas, no brakes. Just getting around in his RV. Looks sick. I want to do something like that. Get around somewhere. Say to our audience, look, we're going to America. We're going to do 5 cities. Austin, Texas, Florida, New York, LA.
Is Texas a city?
It's a state. Houston, Texas.
Yeah. No, that'd be very fun.
Do that for 6 to fucking 8 weeks and just get about, man, and just churn out vids, man. Do 5 videos per city. There's 25 videos done, and we're just living life.
One thing we haven't talked about, and I know that like this is the wrap up section, but we haven't really talked about where we're at with Kyra coming into the new year.
Yeah, we
like,
haven't really talked
that
about
sort of stuff. But I can talk about that in kind of my answer, I suppose, or like tee it up.
Please do, mate.
And please feel free to come in. You know, this is a conversation.
Right.
It's a podcast.
Yeah, it is.
These only happen once a year, you know, so get your fucking words in.
Okay, mate. Go on then.
Yeah, so we stopped working with Kyra 2 weeks ago. It was a great year with them. We did some great branded partnerships. Mercedes-Benz, wow. And Wrigley's Chewing Gum, wow. Such good fun projects to work on. That's what we want to work with Kyra with, because they're the best. We thought they're the best at brand deals, big, high budget, good, crazy stuff.
I still can't believe it. $10 million on 2 YouTube channels. That's Naver and PAQ. That had 700,000 subscribers and like 350,000 subscribers, and they made $10 million off it.
Yeah.
It is staggering.
It's also quite scary to think what could have been if Corona didn't hit and all our brand deals didn't get taken away because of Corona. Like, we could have been in a crazy place financially. But again, who cares, right? Let's cry about it in a fucking corner. Let's cry. But yeah, we're not working with them anymore, which means we're now currently in the place of building our own team. Which is fine. Like, it's good. Like, I feel like a certain level of excitement and like ownership over that. Like, I don't feel like we lost control of the channel in any way, because they weren't interested in running our channel for us. Like, it just mentally, I think there was a switch in my mind where there was other people doing stuff for us. So I wasn't as proactive, or I didn't have full ownership over it, because I thought it was somebody else's job to, I don't know. Maybe I struggled with where I fit in the business or role wise or whatever. Like, maybe that's it. I don't really know, but I'm feeling energized by that rather than like deflated and worried and scared. There's elements of that. Like, we've got a year's worth of runway, monetarily speaking. And we, like you said earlier, we've got 10 grand costs per month, which is a scary thing. But yeah, fucking bring it on, right? We've got the channel's bigger than it's ever been right now. Every minute that goes by, I'm sure like maybe one person subscribes. So yeah, we're in a great position to sustain ourselves, make some fucking great stuff, build like online courses. I want to do clothing, man. Like, we kind of mentioned this, and you had like an environmental breakdown and stuff last year around it. But like, I really like clothing. I like the idea of designing and creating and bringing something to the world like that. So I want to kind of dabble in that world. And yeah, just bring some cool shit to existence. But yeah,
for real.
Yeah, like it's a good opportunity, right? We're back down to Zac and Jay currently. We got a phase out plan with Kyra, so they're helping us kind of edit the last few vids, and then we're going to be free agents, like out on our own, doing YouTube, like in 2018.
Yeah, baby.
So yeah, if you've got this far, thank you so much. I feel like you guys, the ones who are watching this channel, are the real ones, you know.
Yeah.
Not to undermine anyone else who hasn't come and bothered to watch it, but it's nice to see the comments and all that good stuff like on these conversations. They're Jay and I in a different light. We're not some crazy big title, some crazy big idea. You're just over here showing love and respect, and yeah, hopefully you tuned in last year, and hopefully you're continuing to do so. And we've provided you with a morsel of entertainment, value, happiness, and made you think differently about the world.
Yeah, respect. Thanks for tuning in.
Should we clap it out? Last year you wrapped it out, but
yeah,
I'm not going to put pressure on you to wrap it out.
No, I mean, yeah, I'm just going to clap it out.
2021.
Leave wraps behind in 2020. It's been a pleasure, people. Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
See you next year.